Hi, my name is Carol Marie Siedenberg, and I've had two abortions. My first abortion was because I was afraid to let anyone know that I wasn't a good girl and that I'd been having sex. When I found out I was pregnant, I had already broken up with Craig, the father of my child. I knew that I didn't love him, and I first told my best friend Janet that I thought I was pregnant. Her sister was a social worker, and she told me that she knew how we could take care of my problem. This was the first time that I'd ever heard of Planned Parenthood. She took me there, and they confirmed my greatest fear. I was pregnant. I met with Craig to tell him the news. I felt that as the father, he needed to know. Sadly, he was as overwhelmed as I was and didn't offer any assistance other than to pay for the procedure and to drive me there. Because I was a senior in high school and still on my parents' insurance, Planned Parenthood referred me to the Santa Clara Kaiser, and there I was put under general anesthesia during the procedure. I woke in a room full of gurneys filled with other scared young women. When I was ready to go, Craig and I were walking down the long hall, and a man called out my name. I told Craig to ignore it. I think that it may have been my neighbor for whom I babysat, and he may have been my abortionist. You see, I never met my doctor. There is no doctor-patient relationship in an abortion. Afterwards, I felt dirty. I felt ashamed of what I had done. And as time went on, I hid behind a wall of anger to deny that I'd done anything wrong. Whenever the subject of abortion was raised, I thought that the pro-life person who mentioned the topic was angry. And what I realize now is that I was projecting my anger onto them. My second abortion was 5 years later, and this time I didn't want an abortion, but both my doctor and my fiance at the time insisted that because I'd been given an x-ray, that it may have harmed my child. Despite my preference to keep my baby, I caved into the pressure and allowed my second child to be ripped from my womb. Again, I was anesthetized for the procedure. It took me a couple of decades of pain before I was willing to admit the trauma that I'd been denying. And I sought healing through Rachel's Vineyard. My healing has continued with each opportunity that I have to give my testimony, as I know the shame I lived with is gone. And now I regret my abortion, but I'm no longer in shame. And this is why I am silent no more.